What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. So listen, the title of the video is the top 10 places that will soon be underwater. Scary thought to even think about. You know what I mean? I used to always think that about Florida. You know, the way it got hit, the impacts of the hurricanes and different things like that. I used to always think, I used to say this in school when I was in like middle school and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, like Florida is eventually gonna be underwater one day. I always thought that. And then you hear about, you know, different places or the levees breaking in, or lots of flooding in different areas. You'd be like it's bound to happen to one of these states. And it's scary to think about, bro. It is scary to think about. Remember when Katrina came through and you were watching the news and all of those people were like on top of their houses and you just saw those the horrific footage of people just being out there and stranded and waiting for help. It was scary, man. It was surreal. It was just, I don't know, man. I just couldn't imagine that. So when I see this, I'm like, I'm scared to even know what places they're gonna talk about in this video. You know what I mean? What countries, you know? It's not just us. It's probably other different countries that may be listed in this video. I don't know, but we're gonna check it out. So if you're new to the channel, man, hit the subscribe button, join the fam, and make sure you run the likes up, baby. Let's go.
Coastal cities are first in line for big changes, and some that can afford it are gearing up to spend billions to make sure they survive.
A number of major cities are sinking due to sea levels rising and climate change. In a couple of years, some of these cities will be uninhabitable and largely underwater. From New York City to islands such as Fiji. Let's talk about these and more only in today's video. Top 10.
Wow. And I was just telling somebody, my grandmother the other day, now it was a couple weeks back when they had those storms up there and I was hearing how New York was flooded. I think I might have talked about it on the video, man. And I didn't even think about New York on this video, but yeah, man, could possibly be New York. That's crazy.
Places that will soon be underwater. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and before we begin, make sure to smash that like button and comment something down below. Like, let me know where you're from. Also, I'm wearing a cow sweater, so smash that like button for cows. With that being said, let's get on with the video. Starting off this countdown, we have New York. New York, the concrete jungle where dreams are made of, is at risk. The main reason being, it's built on an island. Rising sea levels and islands do not mix. It's predicted that the sea level may rise 4 to 8 inches over the next decade. And you may be like, big deal. Well, a 5-foot rise means that LaGuardia Airport and portions of Manhattan would be underwater. By 2100, most of New York could be underwater. Coming in at number 9, we have Bangladesh. By 2050, it is believed that 17% of Bangladesh's land will be flooded, leaving 18 million citizens homeless. Now, historically, people in Bangladesh have been able to work around seasonal flooding. When water levels rise, farmers would stop their food production and people would seek work other places, and then they would return home. But soon, that won't be an option for them. Soon, they will have even more extreme.
Yo, look at that, bro. Like, no, that's not normal. You know what I mean? But I get it. You know, you're not always in a position to be able to just pack up and leave your business, your family and different things like that, how you feed yourself and take care of yourself. But look right here, bro. These are the steps leading up into this business or this store, whatever. Look where look, okay. If you can't see that, let's use this big example right here, this big vehicle. Bro, it's at the hood. It's up to the top. to the hood. Like, that's insane. Even he can't even focus driving this bike because he's seeing how much the water has overtaken this vehicle, bro. That's stalling out if it ain't already stalled. It don't even look like anybody's inside the vehicle. That's insane to me, man. That's too much water, bro.
Seasonal floods, but also they might be hit with more disastrous storms and high tides. Typically, that only occurs for them once each decade, but by 2100, it could be a regular thing, occurring 3 to 15 times a year. Soon, they're going to be forced out of their homes. Moving on at number 8, we have Miami, Florida. Conditions are getting
I said Florida, bro, and I was a kid thinking that.
So bad in Miami that the city may have to soon raise its structures to stay above water. In fact, environmental writer Jeff Goodall said, and I quote, "There's virtually no scenario under which you can imagine Miami existing at the end of the century." Isn't that scary? In fact, it's believed the sea level could rise anywhere from 10 to 30 feet by the end of this century. Soon, the flooding will take over the beaches. It'll be too expensive for the government to maintain, so they'll just disappear. A reason for this is because the ground under is largely porous limestone, so eventually water will just rise up through it and then flood the land. Now, the city has taken some measures like raising roads, installing pumps, but it still might not be enough. So if you've ever wanted to go to Miami, you better take a visit soon. Coming in at number 7, we have Key West.
I gotta show Queen that she got family down in Miami that we haven't visited yet, so I might need to take listen to old girl right here and start taking action. Go down there, see some people for Miami. Can you imagine Florida without Miami, bro? Welcome to Miami in Magneto. I don't even know how to say those words to the song, but you know what I mean. Like, no Miami? It's not possible, bro.
If you ever wanted to go to Miami, you better take a visit soon. Coming in at number 7, we have Key West, Florida. Honestly, a lot of
Florida again.
areas in Florida are at risk. In fact, Key West is said to be one of the first U.S. cities to start flooding due to the rising sea levels. Statistics show that the sea level has risen 9 inches over the past century. By 2060, it is believed that over 60% of the livable land there will have been flooded. In 2100, 95% of livable land will be flooded. Those are some pretty terrifying statistics. Moving on at number 6, we have Charleston, Central, South Carolina. Studies show that the sea levels in Charleston have risen around 12 inches over the past 100 years. The rate at which it's going is going faster and faster. 5 of the 12 inches have been blamed on subsidence. In the 1970s, Charleston would get around 2 days of flooding per year. Well, now it's believed that flooding would become a regular thing by 2045. In fact, the floods experienced in South Carolina have increased 75% since 2000. And because of Charleston's low elevation, it's very vulnerable to flooding. There are already 90,000 properties at risk from the tidal floodings in South Carolina. By 2060, it's believed that around a quarter of the livable land in Charleston will be underwater, over half by 2100.
I see like that picture of old boy right here. Let me go back to him. Right here. And I can't help but think about what's that movie with the alligators that's in the water when they have that big storm and flood and old girl's dad is down at the bottom and she and the dog are trying to get the dad and they dealing with the gators. I cannot think of that movie right now, but I'm thinking of this like, bro, do you really know what's in the water right now? You barefoot just walking through it trying to get a photo? That's what I'm thinking, like, what's in the water?
Land in Charleston will be underwater, over half by 2100. Good news though is that the state is planning to put in $2 billion towards sea level rising solutions, which would include raising roads, seawalls, and drainage improvements. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with Marshall Islands. The Marshall Islands are a bunch of volcanic islands and coral atolls located in the central Pacific Ocean. Sadly, they're at a huge risk of being wiped out completely. It's said that by 2035, some of the Marshall Islands will be completely submerged. Others will no longer have drinking water because their water will become contaminated with salt water. As a result, the 58,000 people living there will be forced to find a new place to live. The other option is to build new artificial islands for the residents to live on. But that would take years and would be very costly. It probably wouldn't be done in time for the residents to move. If nothing is done to stop this by 2045, they will be completely underwater. Coming in at number 4, we have Fiji. Man, Fiji is so beautiful and I've always wanted to go there. Looks like we all better take a trip ASAP because the sea level has been dramatically rising. This is due to the bad cyclones, erosion, and flooding they experience there. In fact, the sea levels have been rising an average of 6 millimeters a year since 1993. Then in 2012, an entire village had to abandon their homes and move to higher grounds because of the flooding. Other villages claim they have lost 12 to 20 meters of shoreline due to the sea levels rising. By 2050, sea levels are expected to rise up to 43 centimeters. Not only that, but the coral there is at risk. The rising ocean temperatures are damaging the coral reefs, causing coral bleaching. This turns the coral white, making them more vulnerable to disease. It's really sad and scary. In our third spot, we have New Orleans. So personally, I say New Orleans, but I think it's pronounced New Orleans. You guys came at me one time in the comments section, so just let me know which way it is. Parts of New Orleans is sinking at a rate of 2 inches per year. Studies show that by 2100, it could be underwater.
Look at that, bro. Look at that. That don't even look like houses. Look like we taking a shot of a big field that's been flooded. You know what I'm saying? It don't even look like houses if you just pull back a little bit and look at it. That's scary. Gotta start getting prepared now. Don't wait till it's too late. We gotta start getting prepared now.
Parts are already 15 feet below sea level.
I can't drink all of that water, bro. That's a lot of water. I can't drink all that water.
In 2005, they were hit with the disastrous Hurricane Katrina, which caused a lot of destruction and flooding. But they managed to recover over the years. But its location on a river delta increases their exposure to sea level rise and flooding. In 2016, a study conducted by NASA found that parts of New Orleans were sinking at a rate of 2 inches per year. If this keeps up, they will be underwater by 2100. Moving on to number 2, we have Bangkok.
Like, Katrina should have been a big wake up, bro, for our country to let us know where we're headed. And we need to do something, put some things in place now. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've been following it. You know what I mean? Making sure they're dotting their I's and crossing their T's and all that kind of stuff, and really been taking after Katrina. They took it serious. I haven't been following it, bro. But yeah, that should have definitely been one of the biggest wake up calls that we've had. Seriously.
Bangkok is sinking at a rate of more than 1 to 2 centimeters a year. Currently, it is only 0.5 to 2 meters above water. Much of Bangkok is already lower than the sea level. So it's believed that it could be fully below sea level by 2030. They only have 10 years to come up with a solution to this problem, or else many residents will be left homeless. A reason why this is happening is because the metropolitan area was built on what was formerly marshland. That, combined with years of excessive groundwater pumping and the constant building, have put a strain on the foundation. And in our number 1 spot today, we have Jakarta, Indonesia. Jakarta is said to be the world's fastest sinking city. North Jakarta has sunk 2.5 meters in 10 years. Woo! And now it's sinking 25 centimeters a year in some parts. Research shows that by 2050,
Oh man, that's what they get you. They show the kids, man. Kids don't deserve that. You know what I mean? The environments they're having to grow up in and things they're having to deal with, man. It's too much money circulating for some of it not to be allocated to some of these places, man, and some of these children. That they don't have to actually live like that, man. When you think about the amount of money that we just, you know what I mean, just piss away. It's a lot. I was trying to find a nicer way to say it. I was searching through my brain, and I just couldn't. My brain was just like, say it. We piss away a lot of money, man. We do, bro. We do. And it's people that really need it.
95% of North Jakarta will be submerged underwater. In fact, currently almost half of the city is now below sea level. Many buildings are already being flooded. They have tried to repair the buildings from these floods, but they just keep getting damaged, and so they're forced to evacuate. So the 13 rivers running through Jakarta do play a role in this problem. But nowadays, with climate change, it just keeps getting worse. The Indonesian government has a plan in place to move the capital onto the island of Java to protect 10 million residents from this flooding. But this move would take 10 years and cost $33 billion. So it's a very sad and tragic reality. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. It was a pretty heavy and scary one to say the least, so let's just move straight on to our comment shout out portion.
Yeah, definitely something that we need to be thinking about and focused on, man. You know what I'm saying? I often think about the meme of the guy standing in the ocean with the mop. He's standing at the front of the ocean with the mop and he's trying to mop the ocean. He putting it, draining it and wringing it out and then putting it back in there and putting it back in the mop bucket, draining it and wringing it out. It's a funny meme, but in reality, to me, sometimes I sat back one day and just thought about it and I was like, yo, this is how we're treating these floodings, man. And possibly some of these states and different places being underwater, man. We think we could just patch up something, put a few pumps, drainage in there, raise a few roads, and hey, we got it. No, bro. No. Like, Mother Nature is cruel, fam. And when she decides to get pissed off and really do some damage, your few little pumps and drainage and all that kind of stuff, I ain't gonna stand no match up against her at all. At all. So, yeah, man, just wanted to lay that on y'all today, bro. I know. Nothing to, I don't need to be doing that to y'all anxiety. Trust me, I have anxiety too, but it's just things that we need to think about, man. Things that we need to think about. And then maybe it won't happen during our lifetime, but our children or our children's children will have to deal with it if we don't do something. So, but y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all thought of this video and stick around and stay tuned, man. Till the next reaction of my piece, y'all stay solid. Hey.